doing on this kind of dreary but nice Wednesday. It's nice to be dreary and not 100 degrees out. But anyway, had some of the early crew here as we do. Can't scroll all the way back here because chat. But Mr. S, someone, Bladody, random, apparently. Kevin Hardesty, what's up? Andy P, Clive C, did I say Fama? I think I said Fama. Frankie's, wait a minute, I don't see a 78. Frankie's alt account is here. Slippy Fish, Piano Man, a Lock Watcher, Jacques Attack, C2S. All right. Mr. S, did I say Mr. S? Not sure. We do have some insight on the carburetor. I went through the manual with Google Translate and I found carburetor stuff. So apparently it's 2 turns out, which kind of is what I figured. So what we're going to have to do is figure out why the fuel screw feels like shit. And make sure it's actually 2 turns and just not jammed open with some debris or something. I have no idea. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah, let's do a quick toast. Everybody that's showing up. What's up, JSS 111? Yeah, fuck that. Jesus Christ. Cheers, everybody. And let's do a vertithermowoofle. We'll touch on the phone thing later. But we'll go ahead and drop a vertithermowoofle. And then we'll see what we can figure out here. We got a lot of just general dicking around to do. But let's do the Verta thing. I got that set up right? I do. And then we'll get some tunes going for everybody. Number 1. 1 for Freddy. Set chat on fire. And Netherlandish. All right. What? That was weird. Something just changed on the screen. I didn't see what. What's up, D-Wood? That's a little flicky. Let's get back over here. So today, the biggest thing I want to, well, the last thing I'm going to do is probably the battery cables, just in case we don't need to upgrade them. Because that would make things a hell of a lot easier if we didn't have to deal with that. And I also believe Jack Attack helped me figure out where that one little piece that fell off went. So, the UPS driver came to me today, says Jack Attack, to ask what time it was. I said it's somewhere between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Yeah, I mean, that would generally be right. I'll be lurking this evening. Knacker just came to chill, laying on the bed with the TV. I stream on the TV. Hope things go well and there's no unwanted fire. Well, I appreciate that, someone bloody. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for the same thing. So, I guess let's get over there and see what we can figure out here. There we go. Let me grab this, grab my water. That was weird. I could have sworn I just heard a scum zombie. Fuck hell. Let's put that over there. Turn the microphone this way. Come on over here. Alright. What's up, David Garcia? Horavac? Hey, Horavac's drunk. Let's see. So if we upgrade cables, I have these instead of... this instead of that. So I mean, definitely an upgrade, but still a little big for our application, I feel, but do what we gotta do. Let me see if I can get this fuel line off of here first. And if I have to, I'll just cut it. Yeah, we'll just nip that off. That'll be a big deal. Oh yeah, I gotta turn all the stuff on. All the sound stuff. Oh man, wow, this is some sturdy shit. Phew. All right. Let me pinch that for fumes, and then I'll get music and outside sound on. Perfect size for 100 amps. Oh, it's definitely good for what we're pulling here. It's just frustrating that the motor has pads that barely fit this wire on it. So like we're gonna have to just figure that out, I guess. Let's see, music out. Somebody mentioned Queensryche the other day, so we're gonna play some Queensryche. Alright. The outside microphone was already on, that's right. Okay. So we got the fuel. I got it just double pinched. Oop, like that, just to not to worry about fumes. But I had this thing sitting in here in the office overnight, and when I walked in today, I got it, and I wouldn't have never suspected that there was gasoline sitting in here. So, all right, let's see what we can do with this carburetor. Because these usually, when you're doing these, it's very smooth going in. But this gets a little bindy. Is the tip of missing off the end of the carb screw? Oh, well, let's see. Most carb screws you can just take out. So let's just gently back this thing out and see what it does. Yep, that's all there. You can see the little needle. So that's good. Let's see. Where's a really tiny thing? In your pants. Let's see here. What's the small? Oh, look at this fucking thing. Jesus. Don't be all like slamming shit around in here. You're just seeing what you can find. Feels pretty smooth in there. I wonder if it's just a sudden taper. A little spit on that just so that it goes in smoother as well. What's up, Delta Mike? Andy got here early but missed the start. Has he? No, I have not started it yet, Andy. We're investigating the carburetor first because I did find out the specs for the carburetor. I mean, that's pretty solid right there. So we're going to call that bottom. Half, one, half, two. We'll do, yeah, we'll just do two. All right. That's just the throttle opening. This screw here is just to set the throttle, or the idle screw. Let me turn that up here a little bit. All right. So that should be where that needs to be. And let's get that little piece of hose off of here. See if I can cut this off without, like, cutting the fitting. If you've been here a while, you'll understand why I said that. Cheap ass fittings. This shit is one there. Alright. That's about as sharp as a plastic butter knife. But that's not a bad thing. It may help with it cutting into the hose without scoring the metal, which can cause its own problems. God damn. Like, if I knew I was going to have to take the fitting off to do this, I just would have taken the fitting off in the first place and left the hose on it, because, Jesus, this is outrageous. God dang. Freaking surgery on this bitch. Because that silicone is resisting the blade, you know what I mean? That's just so, like, squishy. See if I can slide up under it. Not stab myself. That actually worked pretty well. Dang. Okay, let's see if I can get under there a little bit further. Is even cutting it more than halfway. Oh, this is going to stab me, I know it. Oh, it moved. God. God damn, if I ever had to fight a hose this hard on a fucking forklift, I'd just tell them to buy a new fucking forklift. Jesus. What do you mean you need a new forklift? Can't just replace the hose? No, tried. Going home. Phew. Fuck it off. Sorry. All the sharp stuff away. Frankie left. I'll be off again. Oh, Frankie. All right. What's up, Rasher? Dull. Yeah, some of the blades in here are dull. Sometimes I'm a pretty dull blade myself. Oh yeah, our special gear. Need to put that on a shelf. Put that there. Cool. All right. So carb is 2 turns out, supposedly where that needs to be. Yeah, where is it? It was stuck to a magnet, I thought. Where is the set screw? There it is. And this mag. So I believe, I haven't checked yet, but I do believe this set screw is what holds this pulley to the crank pulley to the crank. So we're just going to go ahead, since the belt wants to come off anyway. Because of the awesome pulley alignment. Oh, look, that fell off. Oh, it fell off with the alternator. There we go. Well, found that. Okay. Okay. Where's that? Off the carburetor, or off the alternator. All right. I'm going to stick some of this flange sealant on it, because that will actually work as a pretty good Loctite. Find the thing. We have discussed this Loctite before. It's a little rough on taking it off, which means it's perfect as a lightweight. Thread locker. All right. Now, just go to that one. Interesting. There's a hole for 2 set screws. I wonder if they know something we don't. Also interesting is that set screw just, that's going to be, if the belt slips, it's going to be riding right over that set screw. That's interesting. All right, so that's tight. It's like cutting a tomato with a non-serrated knife. Yeah, pretty much. Like they do infomercials, how dull. Oh yeah, that's. I know that, but I need a new blade for that. I still haven't had any refills for it for like a couple of years. I think there's some downstairs, but it does what I need it to. Yeah, like most of the time. All right, we know it's sparking. We got that. That's back on. That's loose anyway. But the design of the tensioner, that's just kind of how that works. It's a really weird tensioning system they came up with for this. I'm not going to bother putting the belt back on yet. We don't need it yet. So besides that, we know it's getting spark at some point. Did I tighten that back down? Good sound. Dunk. It's a boink. Did you buy a can of starting fluid? No. I wouldn't have to buy one anyway. Just go out to the van. But yeah, I'm not going to put any ether through this. Okay. What all do we have on here? We have the alternator, the oil pump, which I'm running now just to run. The water pump sucking bubbles from somewhere, but that's all right. What else did we want to do besides upgrade the starter wires? I mean, the ground would be easy. I can just do a short cable to the engine block and just ground it through the mount. The positive, of course, is the one that's right next to the engine mount and pretty much almost touching it. Why is that pulling air bubbles? Alright. That. I want to mess with the timing a little bit when we're cranking this. Because I did notice the other day when we were cranking it, as I was moving the distributor around, it was acting really weird. Now I want to see if that is because that's when combustion may have been trying to happen and it was struggling. With the added energy, I guess you could say, or if there was something else. So I'm not even worried about the belt right now. I just want to spin this and then turn the distributor to see how much it varies here. I'm not even going to turn the ignition on. Starter switch is a little rough. Pretty sure this will have enough power. Let's hook it up the right way there. So I gotta find a spot where I can get these cables in. Correct. And as soon as I do this, it's just on, right? Yeah. Charged up. Can't even see the line. Make sure that's all clear. What's up, Ren X, TJ? Starter will melt. It might. I think it tried to the other day. But we're not going to crank it for an hour at a time this time either. All right, let's see. Here. Woo. Here. 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 Yeah, it does not give a shit with this battery. Okay. That is spinning way faster. And I do believe that was also part of our problem. So, so now we know it's spinning its little ass off. Oh, actually, if we turn that shouldn't matter. You run the oil pump a little bit more here. What do I need here? Do I have any drops, any eyedroppers nearby? I had them for... Yeah, actually, we used one to fill the oil up in the thing. Where's that? Where did I put that oil dropper? Oh, let me check the box of stuff behind me. Where would that have gone? There. Alright. Okay, let's put that back on. Still can't see chat. Explosion proof pie dish. Yeah, sometimes you might need that. Alright, this still has some oil in it. Let's see, how much is in here? And how easily can I reach it without spilling it? There. Let's do. Basically rinsing the syringe out, that little bit of oil that was in there can just get mixed with the gas. That's not a big deal at all. Stinks in here now. Not too bad though. This room has constant air exchange, so that's not really a concern. Let's just put a couple drops in here. That's 4 drops. Just to see what it does now that it's cranking at what I believe to be the more appropriate speed at a 12 volt device. Because before it was dropping to like 8, 9, 10 volts. I feel like that was not very good. What we got over here? Hey, what's up, Chris? Trying to see everybody here. Oh, top of the hour. Should have missed that. Cheers, everybody. Top of the hour toast. I gotta get a new one of these geek bars. It's almost out. Been smoking a lot less cigarettes with this. Like, I may soon attempt to replace cigarettes with that. Let's see. All right, let's kind of move this way. Mouse. That. That over there. This back on the gas. Hey, I can see chat. All right. And chat can see engine. All right. This might be messy. Just kind of put that there for no real reason. All right. Ignition. 12 volts. I'm hoping that sounded like that was staying around 12 volts. So I guess we'll see. Let me. That's pretty much where that should be. Somewhere between here and here. Oh, I can actually. That's weird. As I'm turning it, different things are happening. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, guess let's see what happens here. Let's try a little more gas. Close that a little bit so it's not running full balls out. Okay. Let me. Is it still going to do that thing with the light? No. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so I messed with that. I messed with that. Because at this point, the spark plugs are probably wet. Ooh, that was a shitload of fuel. Okay. Sit, boo boo, sit. Close that. That. Let's try the ignition this way first. So I'm going to give a sweep of the ignition and see if we get a pop. We did. We did get a pop. We got a. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay, air's not too bad in here, but we did get a pop. See if I can figure out where that pop happens in the ignition. And then we'll have a good idea of where to leave the ignition. That little loose drop in there. Seemed like it was pretty much right in the center. Let me run this oil pump a little bit. Zippo fluid is naphtha, yes. Naphtha. There was definitely a. Yeah, it's about halfway through the sweep. That's where I'm going to leave it straight north-south. Right there. Let that fuel atomize a little bit. Close the throttle. Yeah, there was a another one. All right. So we may be close. Okay, these are not, this is not a safety fucking jumper pack, meaning there's no master off switch, so that's fun. But whatever, I'm the asshole that bought it, so can't bitch too much. Okay. Still don't trust the spark plug connection. Oh, I got zapped, the shit zapped out of me by it the other day. So I know pretty sure that wasn't a problem. We've had a couple of backfires too. From the first time we were trying this. Once we found the ignition sweet spot anyway, which obviously we're still hunting for. Yeah, that's tight. As opposed to doing that, I'll just crack the lid. Do like the bearded mechanic, take out the spark plugs, connect to ground, see if it sparks. Oh yeah, we already did that. Look, I definitely know when it's sparking, that's for sure. Okay. Alright. Part throttle. Just keeping in mind we don't have the belt on there, so if it does start, we're going to turn it right back off. Within, you know, a couple seconds anyway. Fuel. A lot of fuel. That sounded rough. Ooh. See, the starter's moving. I think we just finally overheated the overdid the starter. Let me just, or did we lose clearance? I think we lost. Wow, are we? Is the gear stripped out? Jesus Christ! Gonna have to order another starter, I think. Fucking hell. Flashlights are hidden up here. What just happened? Propels. Well, something just unplugged itself. Guess everything's still working. You didn't hear that, but the windows went ding dong, like I just unplugged something from USB. But like everything seems to be working, so. Yeah, we're gonna have to order another starter. It's got chip teeth on it. It's just from cranking the shit out of it, trying to get it to start. And it did it right as we first started getting some chugs out, like good chugs out of it. Go ahead and disconnect this before something weird happens. Alright, well the starter's smoked, so which makes it even more fun because this will be the umpteenth time we've unthreaded the steel starter screws out of the aluminum block. What a shit show. Alright, let me get this battery pack off of here. Get it safe. Oh, what the fuck, man. Yeah, it does seem like it pulls an awful lot of fuel, but unbelievable. Alright, when do we need to get this fucking thing off of here? Let's do donk. That's all sealed, don't cry. Is there there? I might as well just cut the wires because we're. Actually, no. Actually, we found out it seems like it's working with those wires. Oh, that's right. But I gotta swap colors and everything. Yeah, we'll just cut the wires. I forgot about that. I had to flip flop all the colors around and shit because they starters wired wrong to begin with. How the hell? Oh god! I better not have to take this out of the mount to get this. That's gonna suck. Okay, well, I need this anyway. It stopped pulling when you stopped choke. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks and spins. It doesn't spit just yet. I wish I had some ball and forgot when I ordered these. I forgot I should have ordered ball end ones. Actually, I think the last thing we used this for was the starter. Let's see. Probably. Let's see if we can do this without ripping all the wires off. See, that one's easy to get to. However, the one blocked by the mount, not so much. Yeah, I can't. It's funny you mention a hardback. That does really frustrate the shit out of me. How like America has turned anti-stick shift. It's because, like, what's the big fucking deal? Just shift the gears. Yeah, that bit doesn't go in. Where's the other one at? So I'm sitting on it. No, but I'm sitting on one of these wires. Okay, at least we know we don't need that thick ass gauge once we get a proper battery. I'm not seeing that. Is that it? Where's the other starter screw? I stripped normal bolts on the rig. No way I'm gonna get through that kit unscathed. Yeah. If the shit just kind of worked, or if, I don't know, they gave you the right instructions, it wouldn't be so much of a thing. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. Oh my freaking god. Well, if we gotta take the engine off the mount and float all this shit, then I am gonna go ahead and grind out the mount so that it is a little more clearance on the starter. Oh, okay. What do we got to do that? And actually, when we do that, I'm going to grind out the mount so I can access that starter bolt a little easier. Ah, there's so much crap that's got to come off to do this. All right. Let's see, obviously we're not going to dick around with that hose again. So I'll just unscrew this to disconnect. Probably get a couple drops of fuel. That should be good for that. It's on floppy. Oh, wait a minute. That's open now, so that needs to get sealed. Yeah. All right. All right, the easy side's over here. Let's get some of these off. Let's get the harder ones of these off. Then we'll work on the other side. The other side's gonna be a thing, that's for sure. Let's find the right size. Okay. Yeah, and actually I don't want to take these all out because then the engine will flex in a far more annoying angle. So actually, yeah, let's just start on the hard side. There's no point in doing the easy shit first. Delaying the inevitable stupidity. So let's see. Let's get to this one. Can I get to this one? In that angle. Alright, that's loose. See if I can get that out of there somehow without taking forever. I don't know how in the fuck I'm supposed to reach. I reached that. Then I have to. I wonder if that's why the starter's stripped. So I wonder. I don't know. Okay. Either way, we gotta get this out. I think under here. That's a thing. Oh, I can see the thing. Give a toast. Cheers for everybody hanging out through this chaos and mild disappointment. But we'll get something going, I assume. So, cheers. You drove a manual forever, would hold it on a hill. With these automatics, you can downshift as well. I'm not saying that I like manual, but at least downshifts. Says Fama. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get this. It feels like one screw was blocking the other screw was blocking the other screw. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. And in any case, this screw's coming out the hard way. All right, let me see. I'm trying to figure out. Because I can't really get a bite on it right there. I don't think it's like stripped out. I think I just need like a ball end to get it. But I don't believe I have any of those in here. Maybe this one will work. Let's see, is that the right basic size? Yes, it is. Let's see if this wants to pop in that socket. Doesn't feel like it. Oh, how the fuck did I get this in there? I'm feeling like I put the starter on last. Like, the bolt's not super tight. Like, if I could just get a little bit on there, and I think that's part of the problem, is the bolt's not super tight. Although I think I'm getting it. Alright, okay, here comes the starter bolt. Okay, alright. Which means it's even harder to get a hold of. Because as it backs out, the angle increases. I don't know if I can get it with this one. Oh, good, and there's nicks all over the engine mount, so I know where to grind it. That's actually useful. Progress is slow, but progress is progress. I feel like there's maybe 1 or 2 threads left before it comes out. Hopefully there's more left in the block. Come here, turd. So Zenzinger made the comment that this was an airsoft gun motor. Which makes me wonder if it'll be easy enough to get a hold of. Let me see something here. Let me try something stupid real quick. Good at that. Nope, okay. That sucks. There's like so much gear left. But that's being utilized by... Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Hold on. We're not stripped out. That part of the gear I was seeing right there looked like that was the contact on the flywheel, but it's that gear right where my nail, right where my lovely nail is. So the starter's not stripped. All right, good. But that means we were having clearance issues, probably because I never got that top bolt tightened enough. So we still got to get the engine mount off. Grind that shit up a little bit. Change the starter wires, but we'll just use these again. Like that size again, because that's obviously fine. So that's good. Okay, so to get that top thing tightened, we're going to have to get this off the mount. Which means I need new wires on this first. Because I don't want the engine just sitting there flopping around with all the hoses everywhere, if I can avoid it. But I'm going to have to anyway, because grinding is going to take a little while. So, yeah. Alright, let's just continue with removing the engine. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, obviously we weren't going to be getting it from fucking Sterling engine, so... Come on, asshole. Come on, get it. Get it. Get it. Get in the hole, sir. There we go. Yes, and in RSoft, you can also get AC motors. You can actually change the gears to like a press-on pinion on the forklifts. Yeah, that's another thing I was looking. I'm like, I wonder, because I could see that gear sets, they're just held on by set screws. Kind of thought that might be another possibility. I feel like working on a forklift would be easier than this shit right now. Oh, that one's out. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Where's that magnet? Okay, put that with the starter bolts. See if we can get this one out now. Really bad angle, but it's working quicker than the other one was. Assuming I don't keep dropping the wrench anyway. Come on, baby. It's exciting shit, ain't it? I hate negative numbers, and I'll stop at nothing to avoid them. Oh yeah, I said we were going to discuss the phone thing. Yeah, phone thing and phone, and I'll talk about this again on Saturday, obviously, but phone thing and phone-related things will be tapering off a little bit on... Ooh, oh, that was the spacer. Tapering off a little bit on the channel. I have been... I told you a little while ago I was going to start working on... easing up. And that's been working out pretty... weird. Pretty good. That and... the bigger reasons is since new style content may be touching, well, will be touching at least the Twitch channel. Don't necessarily want to mix various hobbies. Well, not that phone related things are a hobby per se, but either way. That's been, and actually I think a lot of it's because I've been switching over to the vape tobacco, or nicotine. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll touch on it a little bit. Will you be on Battlefield 6? Eventually, I believe I will. I have to do more looking into it. Looks good. I haven't like looked at it. The bits and pieces I've seen look good. I just need to kind of go from there. Especially if it's like the old Battlefield and not like the latest bunch of failures as far as I'm concerned. If it's like classic older Battlefield, then I'm definitely in for that. Do we have an Allen key that fits that? So that'll make this easier. So yes, there is a chance for some Battlefield up here. Yup, no phone. Oh, right. Yeah. Ed understands. But either way, it is nice that, I don't know if my, gotcha, little bugger. I don't know if my neck is getting better or I'm just getting more used to the pain. But either way. Uh-oh, Jack attack. A few months ago, my wife decided to put a miniature Stallone doll in the middle of our bed. Things have been rocky between us ever since. Hi-Man had 2,000 hours in Battlefield 1. I don't know what I had in... So when was I playing Battlefield? That was on Xbox 360. Price, I don't even... I'd have to look up, see how much, but I played that shit, like, almost daily. Like, well, I should say, 3 Bad Company and, a little bit of 4. Come on, you little bugger. You're almost there, big guy. Oh, we gotta do half rotations on this one? That figures. Oh. I don't know if you actually probably couldn't see. I've actually finally started getting a 3D printer shelf brackets up. One of them mounted nice and strong and firm, and I went to screw the other one in, and the freaking little molly, inserts in the wall, they just rip right out. In the space of about 18 inches, there's 2 different, apparently, types of drywall. One is what I will call the factory build. That shit that's like, feels like it's goddamn concrete. And then the second thing I screwed into was just standard drywall, which means they at some point had a problem with either the toilet or the sink and had to tear out the original wall. So that actually leaves hope that the plumbing was updated at some point, and it's still not 60, 70 years old back there. But if I ever have to replace it, that wall right there, that wall's got to go. Well, at least some of it on that side, anyway. So that is the wet wall for the bathroom. And there's no access to it from inside the bathroom, as you would expect. I mean, most bathrooms don't exactly have service ports in them. Well, in a house anyway. What's all laying underneath? Nothing there. Wiring. Let's see. Let's cut this one here. It's a little loose. This we should cut as well. It's going that way. Are these getting dull? Oh, they are getting dull on me. Okay. I haven't had to buy a pair of these in a couple of years. Because I had a bunch of them downstairs, but now they're really kind of all over the place. Can I unplug this, or is this hardwired? I think I can unplug it if I cut some zip ties under here. Ow. That part is still sharp. You don't want the engine to fall off the mount. Just need to unplug this. Does this have a release tab? Wow. Okay. Cams. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this off. Just to avoid any accidental yoinkings. Bolt through the other side of the wall. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about that, but that would be, then I'd have to somehow figure out how to get behind the toilet. Okay. Okay. Set that right next. Let's just go ahead and do this. That should leave just the coolant hoses. Zip tie. Zip tie. I guess we'll just set that on the starter. Boop. Okay. So our engine mount shims. Ground wire and the engine mounts screw. That's really on there, so we'll just leave it. Ow. It's got a sharp edge on it. Be careful. Okay. So, pieces out of the way. Just be mindful while we're moving this. Engine mount plates. Non-magnetic. Guess that's aluminum. Alright, so a whole lot of this is in the way. And I can see right there on the scratches where that's in the way. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's what it is. Oh, it's when I breathe on the cables. That's right. That one cable, you breathe on it and it bing bongs out. Okay. Looks like I have alopecia, but I'm still here. It says Pie Man. Isn't that a skin thing? How do I want to do this? Yeah, let's do like this. Try to contain some of the grindage. I guess this might be loud. So good luck. I'm gonna grind about half of that down. And then a bunch out of that right there. Let's see how loud this is. It's not horrible. Well, maybe a little bit. Hold on. Oh, that. I hate that slider. That bit's already chewed up. Let's see what else we got. Not many. Not many. Really? Like, wow, not many at all. Holy shit. Basically just like, yeah, fuck yourself. Maybe we can try that one. See, besides that, I ain't really have a lot of bits. Why isn't this stopping? Uh-oh, it's a bing bong. Hi, what's up, Norman? Hold on a sec here. Alright, we get ready to stretch. Give me a second. Give me a second. No need to yell. Walk in there. I don't know why this thing does like this thing. love how they're like, here, have a free gift. Are you sure you didn't mean to throw this thing away? All right. Give a toast. I am actually pretty thirsty. Or no, stretch. That's right. We're stretching. All right. So everybody stretch something. Give us a little bit of stretchy stretch there, folks. Come on. Oh, man. I worked at a cement plant for 27 years. Some guys would use those to clean the cement powder off the beams inside buildings. Ugh. Oh shit, this takes a different zippity doodah. Nah, not even close. That might work if it'll go in. No. Oh no, that's right. I remember they sent us a bunch of these bits that they don't actually have a collar that fits them. That's right. So that I'm gonna have to do later. I have to get some more bits. I think I got some downstairs somewhere, but somewhere is the problem. Alright, let's see what we got here. Starter. Okay, we can work on the starter. Which means I need solder. Unplug that. Put this piece of crap here. I'm probably just gonna get rid of this thing. It's one of, like I said, it's one of the things like, dude, I didn't ask for your trash. Come on. Alright. Solder iron's on. Take it out of the holster, because the holster's metal, and it's a heatsink. Wow. Punch the microphone cord. See if we can get some water into this paper towel. And I say see because there's a lot of oil in that paper towel. Delta Mike says, I don't stretch. It's too loud when I do. Yeah, that could be a thing. I get that. Because I just realized the microphone is way too close to my face. So, where's the starter? Okay. So, we're going to use the same wires, just different colors. Not the same shit. Yeah. Anything better in here? A little thicker? I'll fix that. What do we got here? We got some speaker cable. It's same copper. Alright. Well, either way, we know this size works. Let me give myself a little extra one there. Here. See, for the ground, I'll just go to the engine block. Nah, we'll keep that going direct to the starter. Well, we'll think about doing that. I don't know where this is grounded at. Alright. Wire strippers, soldering irons right there. Dear. We'll solder that up and then trim it down. Same thing with this. All my crunching joints is boink. Yeah, we're Feel like there's a lot of us that are a little crunchy when we stretch. Okay. Glad this isn't fried. Alright. How's this doing? Where's my solder? Oh yeah, I guess I'd need some solder if I'm gonna do soldering, huh? How you doing? Yeah, you're doing alright. Yeah. Alright, first things first. Where's your shitter? I'm not kidding. I got a crap on deck that could choke a donkey. So I'm not saying that this starter's in like great shape or anything, because we have been beating the hell out of it, obviously, but it's not bad yet. I feel like this iron could use another moment or two. It's pretty much there. So this is positive. This is very close to the mounts. Let's see, when this is in here, can we put the wire on in a weird way? No, other way. Yeah, if I have that come... Oh no, that's got to go directly out the side because of that mount. Even if I trim the mount, it still needs to come... Actually, wait. Can I make that go forward? Other way, asshole. How much clearance is there to go forward? Not really. Let's see, let's get the starter holes lined up. What's up, everybody? How you doing? See if I come down. Just sit. If I bring this down and then wrap that way, that would work. That'll give it a little extra clearance since it is the positive wire. Where's my flux? Quality. Nothing but quality flux here. This has got a little bit of age on it, don't you think? But it works like a charm. Let's go with this. All right. You give a flux? Just a smidge of age. This tub's probably 20 years old. Like, no exaggeration. I've just gone through various tubs and I started with this one, went to a slightly smaller one, came back to this one, and I never put the lids on, so, like, correctly, because I always just break anyway. Alright. So for this, I'm going to want to pre-bend it. A little less of a bend. Yeah, like I'll wrap it like that, solder to that tab. and then wrap it under the bottom because the engine block's right here and the mount is right there on top of it too. Hold this just right. And of course, once you get it held right, now you gotta hope that it doesn't move. I'd say that's pretty sturdy. Okay. So this, I'm basically just it's gonna come out and then just loop back around. This will just come straight off the back since there's no clearance issues for that. Where's the water in here? Nice and hot. That's hot. Alright, this, we'll just bring this straight back. Some freshy on there, especially when it's warm. It melts on there pretty good. Okay. Let's get a little crusty busty out of there. Alright, so we need to put the starter on first, which means one of those engine mount bolts may just not be going in. Because like there's no way to get it in there with the starter, but if you put the starter in that without chopping these mounts all up. But either way, I want to put the starter in when we have minimal obstructions at this point. Since it did seem like it pivoted, and that's why it was skipping. So that also means I need a piece of paper. Should have grabbed some quick disconnects for this last time I was at Cauliflower. For the wow, that coolant hose is about to fall off. Shit. How's the other one looking? The other one looking pretty good. This is not on there very well. That's not, to the point it just fell off. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Wow, that's surprisingly stable. Stupid harnesses. This guy with this bit. Giggity. Switch out the flux with axle grease. Ball. Jesus Christ. I would pretty much smell like Satan's anus. Got a pot of flux that looks about like that one, a bit less nasty perhaps. Well, I'm fine carrying the nasty flux title. Like, if anybody's got any nastier pots, fucking let me know. Let's see your flux. Show me your flux. I mean, not tonight. I'm not set up for pictures, but by all means. Saturday's around the corner. Wow, I just sounded like Banana Ballistics. Hey, or Zen, are you still here? You watch Banana Ballistics? Or anybody here watch Banana Ballistics? Okay. We might have to take the header off to get a really solid torque on these. We'll see. Why was it a grubby screw? Because she didn't clean up first. Comparatively, that starter is massive. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably about an extra 150% than you would expect. Well, yeah, probably even more so for a V8. I feel like this is not the correct size. And I would be correct. Top of the hour. Getting closer, folks. Cheers to getting closer. Oh, boy. So this should be the correct size. If I can get into that. And I'm pussing directly against the header. I come out here. Okay. Now I need something to flex. Oh man. Oh, let's see how strong these wrenches are. Because I don't have a. Ugh, what the fuck? God damn. What the hell was it? Oh, it was a fucking flashlight. Is everything okay? Yeah, man, fucking bolts went everywhere. There's engine mount bolts. Why do I suddenly smell gas when that fell? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because it shifted to that plunger. Alright. Do I have any other wrenches in here besides this? Actually, yes. I don't want to bend my wrench. So, there's that one. Where's the other one? One of these was like bottomless. Hold on a sec. Alright. Let's try this first. So I have the Allen key in there. That's that little black line right there. That's going through the wire to reach the starter. But, you can't get any leverage on that. So I'm going to try using this to give it some leverage right after I put it back on. Otherwise, we'd have to take the header off, but if I can avoid taking the header off, then... Oops. There it is. Nice. Now, you do lose a little bit of torque when the tool flexes, but this isn't a full-size starter on a... Actually, on that, I think they're already like 60 foot-pounds there either. Anyway, yeah, you don't need... Like, and like as I mentioned before, steel screws, aluminum block. All right. Better. Okay. There. My daughter asked for a bedtime story. I often offered Berenstein Bears. Nope. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Still no. Finally, I offered to make up a fairy tale. She said, nah, can you just read me the label on the silicone spray can again? I thought, wow, she's really into non-friction lately. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to skip modding this. That starter's on there good and tight. I'm not worried about one or two mount screws. Now I got stuff in the way. Like the starter itself and the radiator. Are you kidding me? Okay. Not there yet. Should just be able to loosen that. Oh boy, somebody made that fucking tight. Woo! God damn, but I think I was tightening a real radiator down. I mean, it is a real radiator, okay, but you know. Still gotta get the other ones from the bottom, but I'd rather have these loose first. Make that a little easier. Get the goddamn thing in the hole. Like, seriously? Hello? Alright. Fingers just did that weird thing. Hose is holding on for dear life and failing. This is just less than optimal. I'm not going to set it on its side. I guess one of these will probably fit. Not that one. Not this one. Alright. That means you're supposed to move now. Okay. This is the part where you fall down. Who knows what movie that was from? God, that's reaching. That's a deep cut quote. This is the part where you fall down. Get around it. Really? Like the starter is really in the way. Like incredibly in the way. Alright, you know what? Making an executive decision. Since these screws probably aren't going to get used and it's in the fucking way, I'm just cutting that ear off. Oh, let's see if that shit Dremel has a cutting wheel. Easy. Well, I should say, let's see if this shit Dremel has a cutting wheel that actually fits in the thing. I think it kind of feel like it does. I think this one actually fits. Oh, maybe not. Does that not fit? No, because that's the smaller one. Yep, okay. Alright, so I'm going to have to Dremel that off. Like with my real Dremel. So, okay, this is how we're going to do this. I'm not going to do that right now, because that's going to be a big fucking mess. But I don't feel like trying to carry all this shit downstairs, so I'll end up bringing it up here, zipping it off, surrounded by a bunch of shit to catch all the dust. But yeah, we're just going to cut that off. It is entirely in the way. This screw here is impossible to reach with the starter in, and this one takes fucking forever. You know, we're not pulling, you know, quarter-mile runs, we're not doing anything super holy shit. We're just going to trim that. What's going on? Something looks weird. Oh, are you talking about the, adjust the gap? It's recommended to keep a piece of A4 paper. Yeah, that's what I had the paper. Yeah, that was in there. That was the piece of, where'd it go? That was the piece of paper I had in there. Wherever it went. But yeah, I had gapped in there with the Post-it note paper, that yellow strip I had. So yeah. That would be why the starter was loose. I do believe I remember saying, oh wow, that sucks, you have to take the starter off to get it on the mount. But then once it's on the mount, you can't get that top starter bolt. So this is gone. This should be just fine. I mean, all the support is here. Like, that's just hanging off. So that's, well, this side. I mean, either side, these are just wings. So these ain't doing much anyway. So one will be fine. So I'll cut that off this weekend. And then I guess that's the question. And I guess we'll just do we'll do yes or no. Just type it in chat for those watching. Say yes if you want me to wait until next Wednesday to remount and do all this stuff. Do you want me to, you know, cut this off this weekend and then continue from right where we are on Wednesday? Or do you want me to cut it and try to get it running before Wednesday and then, like, let you know? If you want me to do it Wednesday, say yes. If you want me to just do it whenever, say no. Screw is holding the ground wire. Oh, yeah. That's the ground for the ignition. That can, that goes over on this screw here. So no to do it whenever, yes to wait for Wednesday. I'll leave that up to you as Lee meows her face off. So let me set this on here for now, because I'm going to have to move this for tomorrow's MR. Oh, I can't even properly put it on there because of that. All right, well, I guess we'll figure that out. Yeah, let me know what you want me to do. Although I will warn you, if my new toy comes in Friday, and I receive it Friday, the update might not be till Monday or Tuesday, because I'll probably be busy Saturday and, well, Sunday at least. But, yeah, so what do we got here? We got 1, 2, let's say do it whenever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say white. And we got whenever, so we're leaning more towards the Wednesday. All right. So what I'll do, I'll cut this off. I'll fix the wiring so that you don't have to sit through that shit. How about that? I'll cut this off. I'll fix the wiring except for the starter. I'll just have the leads for the starter ready to go. But I'll fix the wiring what I was going to do, which will just be boring as shit for you anyway. That way all this is done underneath, which is just, yeah, obviously you can't see when I'm working under there anyway. Although I could flip it at this point, but I'll do the dumb stuff. And then Wednesday, we'll drop it back on there and we'll see what we can do with it. How's that? That sound good? What's up, Mark? I'm too good to you? I'm just trying to get this damn thing to run. Man, that is a fucking shit show with that engine mount, though. Like, it's one of them things I keep looking at it like, there's got to be a different way. Like, they're just... Like, think you'd be able to, like, roll it in or something? But that flange is just fucking gigantic. Let me see something here. Before we give up, let me try one more thing here. If King Kong went to Hong Kong to play ping pong and he died, what would they put on his coffin? A lid. Oh. Got these nuts in my hand. Bloop. Oh, I actually caught all the washers too. Ooh, that's right. All right, let me lay that down just to make sure that is not the issue. Oh, there's just a bunch of wires and shit all over the place. If I come in like, see, I can't come in like that because the water pump is then in the way. I'm not taking that fucking thing off. All right, yeah, that's a no-go. That's a no-go situation right there, Ghost Rider. Oh, this is just a mess. Everybody calm down. Stop leaking. Okay. We got a couple more gugas out of it, and we did figure out we got to keep, you know, a pretty narrow angle for this. We also realized that with a proper 12-volt battery, you get the proper crank speed out of it. Fuel still seems to be pretty sucky. Actually going to put that in a little bit, half a turn. But I feel like we made a little bit of progress-ish. We learned some stuff. We know we got to get rid of that. We're getting closer with the starter. We know when we're getting spark now. Because I can feel the da-da-da-da-da, which is good because that means it's starting to ignite here and there. Da-da-da-da-da. We got that set screw back on. It's a shame there weren't two. I wonder if there was two. I'll have to see. Maybe there's another one floating around I can cram in there. Anything else for tonight? I think that's it. I'm happy to get fresh wires on there so that they're at least the fucking right color. All right. I think we're good here. All right, let's go back over this way with the mouse and the water and the I keep calling it tobacco, the nicotine. And twist and button. Okay. I am way too invested in whether or not this thing runs. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I really, really want the first time it starts to be live. Like that's why I'm kind of pushing it. Because I can't guarantee I'm going to have time this weekend. But time to like say like live stream or whatever. But if we just plan on Wednesday, I think that'll work out. And plus, now that we've got a lot of the corrections done, and we figured out that the battery power was part of the problem. I think we're a lot closer than we think. Could you 3D print better plugins? Not real. They're actually not bad. The only problem with them is that there's no terminal on them. Like the 90s themselves are actually good. They're good quality. Like I trust them. Like they got good hold on them, everything. So that's fine. But I think the battery part was the biggest thing, and I think it's probably because both those battery packs were fucking old. Like the thinner one, the first one we used, the real small one, like I'm gonna take that back out of the van. And actually, no, I'm going to leave it in the van, but I'm only going to use the 19-volt output on it to use for auxiliary backup battery, like a charger for my laptop. Check all the spark plug wires. Do I see one pulled out of the connector of one of the plugs? I'll take a look. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I bumped one out. Let's hydrate. All right, yeah, drink some more water. Get something to drink, folks. Drink something. And of course, happy 420. I would have given up now in frustration, says Josh. Yeah, nah, we're too close. I'm getting too many occasional puffs to want to throw it in that, and I don't want to disappoint everybody here, and I'd be pretty disappointed myself. But we'll get her. We'll get something going. We'll either get it running or we'll have a fantastic explosion. So something will happen. Is Brian Antoine here by chance? I don't think I've seen him speak up. As I was going to ask him if he had it. Yeah, he seems to, I think Gasmaster does too. But I think he said, oh yeah, you are good. You said you had a bunch of Sterling, or some Sterling engines, right? Where's the mouse? There it is. Do you have any particular recommendations? And because I'm sitting on engine DIY, I believe you mentioned that like a week or two ago, but do you have anything you would recommend? Price points, cylinder counts? Like we do have a decent amount of cash in the channel account. Like we've got, I think we're up to, well shit, after we get paid for last month, we'll be up to probably $700. So we can get, like, I don't want to get something overly complicated at first, but I would be fine getting like a simple one and a complicated one in the same purchase kind of thing. Or I was looking at some of them, like some of them have like fans on them, which would be neat. Like that's a like a camp fan thing. But I like the ones that look like a fan because that could actually be useful. Start simple with one wheel. Okay. A steamed, well, we're going to start with an actual Sterling engine, as Brian has requested with his donation. So a simple one wheel thing. Well, I see some of these have lights. So let's see. Engine, Sterling, single cylinder. Does one wheel mean single cylinder, or do like two? Oh, there's not many here. Was it two cylinder? No, that's two wheel or multi wheel. I'm just trying to figure all this shit out. Like single cylinder hot air Sterling engine with USB light gift collection. Okay. Hold on, let's go back to just show me all your shit. And price lowest, since that's going to be a less expensive jobby. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's some simpler ones. The tractor one actually like moves and stuff, which wouldn't be very useful for display purposes. Low temperature, or, oh, a coffee. Oh, I've seen the coffee cup ones. You actually set that on a coffee cup. You got any either of these there? Does anybody have either one of these or recommendation for a specific one? Because I would definitely dig a coffee cup one. Because like we have coffee here. Let's see, coffee cup. And that's not bad. It's 28 bucks plus shipping. So we'll get that. We'll get one of those. And yeah, if they offer something with lights on it, of course, we got to get that one, you know. Do they actually have a thing that's for light? Sterling with LED. Nice. All right, what do we have from that selection? Decent selection here. Okay. Hot air Sterling. Okay, so that's like the candle one. Yeah, I know nothing about these things. I guess I should probably look up like how they work. So I thought I saw one that had like an actual USB port. Not that I don't know that I would try charging my phone with that, but see, that's got a light. That one's shinier, but that's got more. Yeah, I don't know, like I said, I don't even know anything about these. I mean, that one's pretty. USB light. What is USB light? Oh, okay, it's just a little generator thing. We actually have little plug-in LED lights. Like I said, I don't know that I would plug my phone into that, but let's see, coffee cup one, USB light. I like this one. And then I guess I'll see if there's anything else interesting on here. We can always start with these two. Build your own mock engine bricks. Okay. No recommendations, but any should sit on your 3D heated printer bed and spin. They don't need much of a heat difference. Okay. The white thing is a light. Which white thing? Or like in here somewhere? Well, that's the candle. That's the USB plug. Oh, that's the light. Oh, no, I didn't even see that. Fucking. Oh, that's a light there. Oh, is that like? It's probably one of the flexible book thing lights. Okay, no, we can rock that. All right. What else they got here? Figure we're usually still streaming at this point anyway. Might as well keep going. Brian, is there any more specific tools, special shit I need? Like, I had to buy various stuff for the engine and the RC. No. Oh, those are little tiny generator. Oh, wow. Okay. Or do you think I have like everything we need? I suppose we could build one of these too. Do they have kits of these? Like, I ain't trying to roll my own shit, but like, I'll put together a kit. Or are these all just. Yeah, maybe I'll look for one of those kits. Like a put together kit. That might be fun. I mean, at this point, the channel is Legos, makers. It's just a maker night at this point, more than a Lego night. Even though I just still call it Lego night. I have a blue light just like that pictured one. Okay. You got a P on it for it. Yeah, it does did kind of look like a P stick. Why the music stop? Oh, it's just a really long run. Not that way. Not that way. That'll work. Music test. Oh, one of the music-y ones. Huh. It's a shame it's not a kit. Yeah, let's just plug it in and well, sort of. I don't know. All right. All right, so I'll working on those. We'll talk about it again on Saturday. But those two particular ones look pretty cool. They don't look overly complicated and shouldn't require hours of troubleshooting. All right, appreciate that. The kits I started from, just a small screwdriver. Yeah, I got a couple of those. That should work. I need a micro degenerator, being a degenerate and all. Is that so you can refill up there, Renex? Tesla. Yeah, I think I may mess around with some high voltage stuff on here, but I prefer to do kits. I don't want to just look what we got. Okay, fun. Like, if we're doing anything on the channel, it needs to be kitty. Kitty or kitty. Or Lego. But anyway, all right. Well, we have a plan of attack for this hog. Does that actually fully detach? No. Okay, if I cut the fan wires, I can detach that, so maybe I'll do that. That way I don't have to carry that thing around for the Dremel. Mine came with nylon screws in case you snap one. Well, I got a bunch of screws. I don't know about nylon, but... What is Boink doing? Be careful with Tesla coils. They will fry electronics in the room if you're not careful. Oh, yeah, I am aware of that, and also very aware that I would not like these electronics to be fried. Because that would take a lot to sort out. Plan of attack does dose in gas match run. We're not going to burn it up yet. What is lighting up in the drawer? Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Sit next to the engine. Is that a gas leak? Nah, we're fine. Big boom. All right. We're going to shut it down here, folks. Appreciate you hanging out. I'll get that done. We'll come back Wednesday. At that point, it'll pretty much be mounted, double check everything, and start troubleshooting with the starter. But at least now we're just going to do kind of quicker bursts. We're not going to just run the piss out of it. Because I have watched a lot of these videos, and these fucking things are like, once you get them tuned, they start right the fuck up. So we shouldn't have to do these long runs, especially once we get that the spark in just the right spot. So there we go. So appreciate you hanging out. I will see everybody tomorrow. Well, some of you tomorrow for Mexican style chicken soup. MRE. Oh, and look, there's one of that's the one shelf bracket that's just barely attached to the wall. Look, there's my drill. There's what is that? Oh, that's my electric screwdriver that sucks because it's not that good compared to the 40-year-old one I have. But anyway, yeah, I'll get that MRE thumbnail up as soon as I get this shit off the bench, and we'll have dinner tomorrow evening. So, thanks again for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see some of you on a Saturday. So, have a good evening. Have a good rest of the week. Be groovy to each other, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.